heroes. There's some good options here, but I think I'll go with Silas. I really like the RNG of being able to get those Dark Moon prizes. He's probably the strongest as well. It's a really good start for us too. Being able to start with a Dark Moon prize and a token is the best we could have gotten here. It looks like there's some interesting heroes in this mix. They're not necessarily the ones I would normally choose, but they're still pretty good heroes, and I'm interested to see what types of comps they get. I waited so that we could have another one of our subscribers join the lobby. If you guys are ever interested, feel free to comment. We'll see what we can set up. This is a standard tier. There's really no need to hold here, especially when there's only one Dark Moon prize on minion that's not very good for us at this point. I don't play Eudora too often anymore. The extra dig makes it really tough. For those of you that don't know, Eudora is the hero that I'm about to play. You have to one drop your hero power to dig for a golden minion, and sometimes you just don't get the minion that's that helpful. Of course, you get to discover a tavern tier above you, but the digs make it harder to tier up on the normal schedule. It can be really good though if you get a decent golden minion. Those are really good for us. Definitely take both of those Murlocs. Probably should have waited to discover before I play the 3/3, but not really sure that there's anything that would have been better. Or could have buffed it per se. The 4/1 to attack just so that we can get our full attack out of it. If the 3/3 gets hit, it's only a 2/1 and it's not as likely to kill anything. We're pretty strong here. And if I'd known the board a little bit better, I would have put the 2/4 sooner so that we could have gotten into Blood Gem. Yeah, that's a good pair. Definitely makes us stronger at this point. We were just talking about Eudora and they tiered early. It's a good sign for them. We're about to play the hero that gives every minion +2 attack. I don't like playing this minion when there's minions in the lobby that summon a lot of things. So if there's beasts or mechs, I'd be more apt to choose that hero. If those are in the lobby, I find you'll have a better chance of winning, and it's just a way to use your hero power to your advantage. 2/4 isn't proccing at all. I don't have it very early in the order. It's also just not enough stats most of the time to be able to survive. We can take the 3/2 here. It fits with what we have so far and means that in the next turn or so we can get another Darkmoon Discover. Yeah, we'll put the 2/4 a little earlier. The 5/2's not necessarily that great, and maybe we can get a blood gem. We want to put it on something that's gonna last a lot longer for us. I'm tempted to freeze because there are Darkmoon prizes here, but I think we can get something better, and I'm hoping to get a tier 4 one. That 1950 is pretty big. That was a good play to be able to really expand. It can be a lot harder to play this hero when there's not minions like pirates in the lobby that gives you free buffs when you sell them and the gold back. So that was a pretty big minion this early. Yeah, I definitely want a higher tier Discover, and since this person's not in the top place right now, when we have a decent amount of health, I think we can tier here. If we can triple into a Bran or just find some higher tier minions that are good for us, it will make us much stronger in the long term. And I'm not sure if I've shown you who this is, but this is going to be Lucas who we're about to play. It's really cool that we get to play together and play with you guys. Like I said, feel free to drop a comment, give it a like. We can definitely try and set something up if anyone else wants to play. Looks like he got a pretty good Discover off of his. And I'm glad we hit the tier 5. It's a little less damage for us. The 3/2 here only costs 1 gold since we're discovering one. So I think that's a pretty good play, but I'm always tempted to tier again. We're definitely gonna take it though. You can take the 4/2 here and try and discover something decent. I'm not really a fan of any of those. We're just gonna take the one that has the most stats for us. I've been hoping to triple the 2/2. It's not gonna happen at this point, and that's okay. Ooh. It'll happen first next turn then. I didn't get that blood gem on there. I think you guys have seen before that sometimes I don't play super fast. I've been trying to get a little faster with my gameplay, but think we're still just fine. We want to put it on a permanent minion anyway. So we'll see what we discover on tier 5. Feels bad when you lose to a minion with 1 health, so I'm sorry about that one. Yes, I think the tier 6 will be better for us. Even though we are Murlocs, these Murlocs are relatively low health. I don't think they're going to be a game-winning comp unless we can get something good. I went with the Amalgadon here because our current board state, it's a pretty good unit, and we can try and get it poison, which will just continue to make it better for us. The 4/4 is more stats than that Murloc was. It'll definitely be good to keep us a little bit stronger right now. We're trying not to take too much damage while we get stronger. Our 16-7 and 14-8 are decent so far, but we just really need to take some opportunities to get more stats. Not the best hits for us. But that's okay. It's still relatively low damage, and we are hoping to get a lot stronger in the next couple turns. That's another triple. That's good for us. I really want to find the minion that will give us poison, but at this point with that Caligos, we could try and transition. We've got the Amalgadon, and there's already some Battlecry minions on our board. Definitely want to snag that 4/4. It just gets us one step closer to a Darkmoon prize. The 3/3 is really good here too. Alright, we can put that on our Amalgadon. None of these are super great, but we'll snag the 4/8 just because it's the strongest minion at this point. Hoping to snag some more dragons to go with our comp. They just need to scale better than some of the minions that we currently have. I'm not sure why the 6/6 wasn't by one of the 5/5s here. It would be able to keep the stats permanently instead of just for this turn. It's still a pretty strong comp at this point though. I'm glad to get out of there with a tie. We're playing the dead guy here. It's nice to tier against a dead guy. That was definitely our weakest minion. And like I said before, those are pretty low cost. I'm tempted to see if we can get that Amalgadon or even one of our other Murlocs Divine Shielded. We do have not quite enough gold this turn, so we might freeze for it. I think it would be worth long term if we can get that. I don't know that I should have sold there. I think I could have just held and had the gold for next turn. And I definitely was thinking about moving the 6-3 back over there, but I don't expect to have too many problems. We've got plenty of stats, and it worked out anyway, getting the hit over there. I'd like to find another dragon. I think that'll really help us with our scaling. And we do like Hummel, but I'd like to get rid of some of these Murlocs first, or find an Amalgadon. And there's another Amalgadon. And that's a really good one for us. I'm very pleased with that. Probably the 4/4. Most stats. It's got a Dark Moon prize. Because the 2/3s would be a little bit better stats, but it doesn't have a Dark Moon prize. We'll grab Nadina here if we're transitioning to dragons. It'll be pretty good for us long term. I wanted to sell off one of our weaker ones. We're trying to do some growing this turn. The 2/3s are still really good for us. We want to be able to give both our dragons and our Amalgadons more stats. Got sniped anyway. I don't know that we'll keep it around long term. I think we can grow pretty big without it. It's just always nice to have some poison on your board. Trying to find another dragon that we might want on our board. The 2/1 doesn't have nearly enough stats to grow as much as we'd like here. But the 2/5 will help us get a lot more health quicker. The 5/5 is a pretty good minion to start getting buffs on. If we can find the 4/4 with us, that would be good. Might be a little too late though. We'll need to get another Caligos, or at least something to scale faster for this. We have some relatively low attack, low health minions on our board with that 3/3 and 2/5, so we're hoping to get some good hits with our Divine Shield Poison and with our Divine Shielded Dragons. That's good that died to the poison, and that was a good hit for us too. We had some pretty good hits this turn. We're gonna deal a lot of damage. I'm very pleased with how that battle went. we're freezing for the 4/4 here just because we want to get some more dragons. It's a battle cry, so it'll definitely help get some buffs for us. We want to get out of the Murloc. We really want to start getting these dragons bigger. I'm hoping that we can find one that we like. We do like the 4/4. We didn't really have enough gold to get it to begin with. We like the other 4/4 too. So we'll see. We might freeze for that. That would be a good addition. We'll have Divine Shield permanently with our Nadina. None of those were ideal options for us, but that'll get us a decent scale this turn, so I'll end on that rather than the other dragon. Especially with our 2/5, getting everything buffed will try to make us bigger. He's got the 4/4 by the 10/10 this time, and it's tripled. Getting pretty big, but he really needs a Nadina. That is disappointing that our Nadina didn't pop, though. That was a pretty good board state, though. Good work. Oh, first place. Thank you for watching, and thanks for playing.